Greetings, everyone. Keith here. Hoping everyone's having a good day. Enjoying life, living life, loving life. Be sure to hit those buttons, show your support. And there's a PayPal link below for anyone that wants to share some love. All is appreciated.
Hold up, grab my soda cause I told you I'm colder than hell. I ain't buying what you sell, it don't ring my bell. Unless it's got the smell, you know, like grape paint. We ain't talking vapes or the color of drapes. Or a gorilla in a cape is the good shit. Just one hit, you so lit, you fall into a bit, non-bit. What's fucking funny is you're a monkey, a high school flunky, hero and junkie, obliteration of the carnation with gross castration, skewed citations by your intimation. Get real, young man, there's only one stand. You can't stand a suntan. How you gonna live on the land? Obliteration of the carnation with gross castration in skewed citations by your intimations. I'm a truth in rotation. You're a cheap imitation. Dark set hums, 808s make the ground shake. Cold as the grave, every word's a land quake. You're a flicker in a cipher, I'm the flame that won't fade. Step into the night where the shadows are made. What's fucking funny is you're a monkey, a high school flunky, hero and junkie. I'm gonna click another hit of this good shit, and I'm already it, so take over, it's been non-bit.
Thank you for joining us at Personality Inventory Mockumentary Productions.
Greetings, everybody. Keith here. Hoping everybody's having a good day, enjoying life, living life, loving life. Going back tonight with some more of that criminal activity that people want to downplay as corruption throughout our public service, which is a public trust. And I've got a question. Are you accountable? What is your part in all of this? Are you merely victims? Or is there something you can do about it? What is your capacity in being able to do that? Isn't that not the First Amendment? Speaking out on it, putting out your opinion, reminding everybody of the commentary down below. We are not a monetized channel. It's a private foundation. You can see Hoseinzada versus Klein as it comes to fair use commentary review for education. So let's get into the first one. This is a short, and this is me. I want to know where you get your authority.
Put your hands behind your back now!
Yo,
Put your hands behind your back now!
sure. Go ahead. Yeah, you ain't got to say it, do you? You're pissing me off.
I don't understand
Do
what
not
I
tell
did.
me what to do.
I don't know what
Period.
I said.
Well, I'll tell you, you didn't say any goddamn thing. I'm telling you now, you're a fucking cop, and I don't like talking to cops.
Okay.
And then you're telling me where I can and can't stand. And
See, this officer is responding to a call. So she wasn't a first-hand witness to anything. So she's merely there to investigate. Investigate doesn't mean using intimidating tactics against anybody and everybody just because they're in your sight.
And then you're trying to make me go sit down and tell me I can't go back in my fucking house? Who the fuck are you to tell me anything?
See, they don't have any actual RAS, reasonable articulable suspicion that this man was involved in anything. And here they are trying to tell him that they're giving lawful orders. No, you don't do that. You have to have that reasonable articulable suspicion before you can start barking lawful orders.
Literally, tell me who the fuck you are to tell me anything.
The way that you're speaking to me right now,
Is what?
I'm thinking of officer safety.
So you confront people in your insane tactics of intimidation and you expect them to respect you. Fuck you. Let me make it very clear. Fuck you. If you can't come to me in this Christian society with decency and respect, with a diplomatic etiquette, in a public service position where you're supposed to know the law but don't, and you come to me in that same tactic, you're going to get the same thing. That's why I have the record I have, because it's always been, fuck you, you ain't my daddy. Where do these laws come from? Why are you stepping down and dismissing the law of your Christian gods?
That's it. Okay.
You.
What do you mean?
That's what I mean is
Okay.
fuck you. And fuck you, if you look at this, you too.
If you could talk, all right. You need to go sit down. I'm thinking of officer safety. That's it. Okay.
You.
What do you mean?
That's what I mean is
Okay.
fuck you.
So let's take a look at this woman. Again, I do not believe women should be in the military force of any kind. Police or Air Force, Army, Navy, Marines, you name it. That's a man's position of protection, period. That's invading the masculine role as a woman, let alone a chunky woman that couldn't possibly pass a proper physical fitness test.
If you look at this, you too.
If you could talk, all right. You need to go sit down.
You need to get the fuck out of my face. And
You
do
know-
not step towards me again.
I'm not playing with you. Go sit
Now,
down.
Go fuck yourself. I'm not sitting down. I'm waiting right here until you guys
Okay.
figure this shit out.
I gave you a lawful order to not
I gave you a lawful order. Where's the lawful order where he first breached a civil ordinance of any kind?
go in the house. You didn't do that. We're cool.
There you go.
Right?
So go
Yeah.
take care of your fucking business and then get the hell off the property.
You don't tell me what to do.
You okay?
No, I'm not. You're yelling at my partner.
I don't give a
She's
fuck. Your fucking partner's a fucking piece of shit. Then get the hell off the property.
You don't tell me what to do.
You okay?
No, I'm not. You're yelling at my partner.
I don't give a
She's
fuck. Your fucking partner's a fucking piece of shit.
So the only complaint he has is that he's yelling at his partner. He has no foundation in law, just like she has no foundation in law. Do you think they're there for you? You think they're there for your safety? No, she said officer safety. He's not going to do anything but support that. They don't know the law. They can't enforce the law. The only thing they're there for is their safety.
Telling me what I can and can't motherfucking do it my own.
We're here to investigate something.
Then
It ain't gonna help
did
you
it.
screaming at
And me and me.
Now notice,
screaming at
And me and me.
all right, now she's going to take action. Why? She wouldn't have taken that action by herself. So it's escalate, so you can call for backup, officer safety, and when the other officer gets there, it's still ultimatum of officer safety. This man is going in cuffs.
Man, look,
Up to 13. We got you fighting.
I'm not fucking.
We have what did she say?
Man, look.
Up to 13. We got you fighting.
We got and she almost said suspect. She almost said suspect.
Man, look.
Up to 13. We got you fighting.
We got it. He's fighting.
I'm not fucking.
Listen, stop.
Yeah, and he's not fighting. She's fighting. She's fighting the obvious moral, ethical duty she has to not interfere with the private civilian life simply because she wants to do some insane investigation and start flying accusations and unlawful orders at this man.
You're gonna get taken.
Boy, I tell you what.
You're gonna get
Tell me
tased.
what.
You hear
For
me?
what?
Stop.
For what? For what? A very reasonable question that they never answer. Stop is the immediate reaction. Stop what? You're going to arrest me for what?
You're gonna get
What?
tased. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back now.
No.
He's resisting.
I am not.
He's resisting. Resisting is a physical act. And him resisting is absolutely lawful. They have no reasonable articulable suspicion. So yes, when she put hands on him, he resisted, but he did so lawfully because they are acting unlawfully while posing that they are. They don't know the law. They're trying to enforce their emotions, and that's it. Public or officer safety.
Put your hands behind your back now.
You joke.
Put your hands behind your back now.
You gonna comply or not?
Dude, let me
Alright.
let me get rid of my cigarette and then I'll gladly put my hands.
I'm not.
When are you going to start thinking about your safety? How much evidence do you need that it's not mere corruption? It's criminal. What these people here are doing is kidnapping. And they're using some insane presumed authority, almighty authority, that they have all the power to do what they're doing. And they don't.
Playing your game. Put your cigarette down. Put your hands behind your back now.
You don't need to be grabbing on me. Put the fucking cuffs on me.
And see, that's not me. I don't just willingly let them put the handcuffs on me. What is your accountability? See, people sit there and say I'm the problem because I act that same way, and that somehow they had a right to throw me in jail. When they're bringing civil infractions against a living man, that is a false accusation right from the start. It is never provable. And there are many methods that you can learn about. And this is why I say don't believe me. Don't believe the neighbor. Don't believe the government. And for crying out loud, don't believe your mother. Do your research so you know. And I can't sit up here on these in these videos and tell you everything, even though I've tried. And I've got over 1,300 videos you can go look through and review, because I can't answer every question you're going to ever have. You have to do that yourself by doing your own research. Everyone's going to have different questions. I've answered all mine. I live my life the way I've always lived it. Who is anybody to have authority over me? And why are you allowing them to do so? You're the ones that register to vote and carry that idea of a state daddy in your pocket, not me. I learned a long time ago, put all that away. Nope, not mine. That's a character of the state, and they're using it against me. It's you that needs to figure out how they're using it against you. And I've given you all kinds of ways. When are you going to wake up and hold yourself accountable?
213 secure. Let everyone know. Let's go. We're going to my car.
For what?
It
Am I
doesn't
under?
matter.
Don't tell me
You're
it doesn't
detained
matter.
right now.
I'm
Here we go. They think there's a difference. You look up the definition of detained and it means stopped. It means arrested. You will find both of those words in most every definition of detained.
asking you if I'm under arrest.
I said it doesn't matter. You are not under arrest. You are being detained right now. And you will walk to my car, or else I'll drag you there.
You might
Ooh, another nice physical threat. Where did we see her nice chunky ass? This woman is going to drag this man to her car. This woman is going to drag this man to her car.
Let's go. We're going to my car.
For what?
It
Am
doesn't
I under?
matter.
Don't tell me
You're
it doesn't
detained
matter.
right now.
I'm asking you if I'm under arrest.
I said it doesn't matter. You are not under arrest.
It doesn't matter. And yet she went ahead and answered, you're not under arrest. If it didn't matter, then why did you all of a sudden answer? You're trying to obfuscate the true meaning of the word detain. And this is, again, don't believe me, don't believe the neighbor, don't believe the government. For crying out loud, don't believe your mother. Do your research so you know, and look up the word detain. Look up the word stop. Look up the word arrest and see if they don't all use the same synonyms.
You are being detained right now. And you will walk to my car, or else I'll drive you there.
You might have to.
Okay, great. Well, then you'll get charged with resisting.
I thought you already said I was resisting.
You are resisting. Do you want to charge me with it?
I'm letting this mother
Let's go.
And he makes a perfectly good point there. If I'm only being detained, then why am I going to the court? Because you're resisting. So they already charged him with resisting a long time ago when she first put her hands on him. So are they waffling on what they're saying all the way through and through? Most certainly. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They cannot enforce the law. They can only enforce their emotions through officer safety.
Oh, no!
Are you done doing your thing?
Yep. Let's go, bud.
Hey, dude.
Don't you hey dude me.
Don't you hey dude me? And then obviously this guy's still pushing. He should have kept pushing back when they tried placing the cuffs on him. In my opinion only.
Oh, no, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead, talk.
Put your hands behind your back now!
So understand, folks, I'm not calling for violence. The violence is already there. What I'm calling for is people learn how to stand up against it by educating yourself first. The man should have never walked out of his house. That's what I'm advocating. The man should have never walked out of his house. So let's take a look at the next one. I have a series of short videos about Greenfield Police Chief and the history and where we're at today. And the history is kind of extensive, at least 15 years. So
Police chief charged with misconduct. Investigators say Chief Jay Johnson set up a law enforcement camera at his own home and lied to his own employees to make it happen.
And 12 News' Hannah Hilliard is live at the Greenfield Police Department tonight. And Hannah, he's charged with a felony.
Yeah, Blake and Rhea. So the man who has been in charge of this force here in Greenfield for the past 6 years has actually been on paid administrative leave for the past 6 months since the spring. And today,
and today, 6 months later, on paid administrative leave, let me point out, folks, this is the pilfering of the public coffers. You know, those taxes all you tax slaves pay. Paid administrative leave for 6 months. Is there not a better course of removing him entirely, as most people would in most other employment situations if they were found to have these kind of charges? They would most certainly remove them from task and financing until it was resolved. And if they were wrong, then they would be able to come back and still have that money in the coffers to then pay him back pay. Okay? We already have these kind of garnishments and remedies, right?
we got a little insight into why. Greenfield Police Chief Jay Johnson, known for fighting crime, now charged with one. A lengthy criminal complaint filed Tuesday accusing him of using law enforcement resources for his own personal benefit. at his own Wind Lake home. The court documents say last year, Johnson wanted to have one of the department's 4 pole cameras installed on this pole across the street from his house due to unsubstantiated safety concerns stemming from his divorce.
Oh no, officer safety. My ex-wife might come get me because I'm such a wonderful guy that I need the support of the entire community for the one camera that everybody spent their money on to protect me as one of the community's protectors. Do you see the insanity, people? Fuck is going on?
Force. He claimed his ex-wife was dating a dangerous person. Prosecutors say the city attorney, though, in a phone call advised against it, but Johnson did it anyway, having a detective facilitate the installation back in December. Detective facilitate the installation against it, but Johnson say the city attorney, though, in a phone call advised against it, but Johnson did it anyway. Say the city attorney, though, in a phone call advised against it, but Johnson did it anyway. The city attorney, though, in a phone call advised against it, but Johnson did it anyway, having a
The law is for thee and not for me. I don't really care what you have to say. I only asked your opinion and it doesn't matter. Ooh, where do we hear that so much?
detective facilitate the installation back in December. The city's HR department learning about it in the spring around the same time Johnson was placed on leave. In May, Johnson, without providing specifics, claimed he was being forced out.
I have 33 years of dedicated service to the city of Greenfield.
33 years of dedicated service to the city of Greenfield. "33 fucking years of dedicated service to the city of Greenfield." You guys see what that is? See, that is nothing more than virtue signaling. Nothing more. I've done so much for this community. I have a right to get away with bullshitting you.
I've never received any formal complaint.
Never received any formal complaint. Oops. Oops.
Of discipline. Since being sworn in as chief of April 2019, Mayor Knightsky has never criticized my work performance. However, he has required I retire many times.
The city has since appointed
Assistant Chief Eric Lindstrom to the position of acting police chief.
Now, the lady that was reading right there is on the Police and Fire Commission, and she's the one that put everybody in action. She's part of this 5-person board, commission board that put these people in position. And these are the people you're voting in to put on those positions. See, this is your doing. When are you going to stand up and stop allowing these kind of people to make these kind of dumb decisions because they just aren't fucking communicating, which is what we're going to find out. Because these people all have access to the records that say who can and can't be a police officer pursuant to previous agreements, which we're going to find out is one of the violations. He wasn't supposed to be allowed to be a police officer, let alone the police chief.
An interim police chief. The complaint says Lindstrom has started receiving cryptic threats from social media accounts connected to Johnson. We could not reach Johnson at his home or over the phone Tuesday.
The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time. Goodbye.
But Johnson's attorney calls the allegations untrue and ridiculous.
So, Hannah, help us understand, what's Johnson's status with the Greenfield Police Department as of right now?
So, Blake, there's actually no change. The mayor here in Greenfield declined my request for an on-camera interview today, but said in a statement that
Oh, no, don't decline any interviews, right? They don't do that.
Johnson will remain on paid administrative leave for the time being, as the city has its own internal investigation that's going to pick back up.
Its city has its own internal investigation that's going to pick back up. What did they do? Drop the ball and he's going to remain on paid administrative leave to pilfer that public tax coffer even more? No, don't say it ain't so. They would never do anything like that, right? Fuck.
criminally charged. He has a long history of disciplinary issues. So it begs the question, how did Greenfield's police chief get that job in the first place?
Bill missed.
Absolutely. He had a long history already, though he denied it. And see, what he denied was the mayor giving him any discipline since he'd been brought on as chief of police. However, he had a long disciplinary record before that. Remember, this situation starts supposedly back in 2010, and that it goes on even longer than that because we're only 26. That's 16 years, so it's gone on twice as long as that. So it's been going on since the 90s, folks.
On the case, he tracked down the people who put the chief in power.
On Tuesday, we uncovered a criminal misconduct charge against Greenfield Police Chief J. Johnson, accusing him of using police equipment for personal use. That night, we started to dig into his disciplinary history. Our mission Wednesday was to find out how Johnson became police chief just a few years after the department tried to get rid of him, with public records noting he, quote, can't be allowed to supervise.
Quote, can't be allowed to supervise.
Tried to get rid of him, with public records noting he, quote, can't be allowed to supervise. Tried to get rid of him, with public records noting he, quote, can't be allowed to supervise.
There's a lot of...
Jay Johnson's worked for the Greenfield Police Department since 1992. Public records show he's had a history of disciplinary issues dating back to at least 2010, accusing
2019, since he was hired on as police chief, the mayor supposedly hasn't had any formal complaints. But there were plenty on the record that said they were trying to get rid of him. And consequently, we're going to hear that he was never supposed to be put in position to do this again. And yet, we have a board of commissions, police and fire commission, that put him in that position when all of the records were available to do a background check to make sure. See, this is the same thing I say about the prosecuting attorneys that are supposed to do a pre-investigation. See, none of these people are doing any of that kind of work. And that's what I'm telling you, you have to do. That's your accountability. Who are you, moms and dads, without doing the pre-investigation of all the information before you send that child to the school? Are you checking out those teachers? Are you checking out that they're not on drugs, doing cocaine, alcoholics, drinking, pedophiles, seeking out children online? See, that's your accountability.
him of dishonesty, sharing management level discussions, and in one instance asked a subordinate about a sexual relationship with a fellow officer. A 2015 memo said Johnson, quote, can't be allowed to supervise, and an emergency management position was created for him. In 2017, Johnson signed a settlement agreement to be.
So instead of getting rid of him, they created, again, more pilfering of the public tax coffers. They created a position for him, an emergency management. That sounds like officer safety to me. The fuck? Are you people hearing this?
Become the emergency management coordinator with the fire department, banning contact with the police department. That
banning contact with the police department in a settlement, and yet now he's chief of police, and he didn't pipe up and say a word despite the fact he knew this. He got a settlement for it, for crying out loud, folks. Do you see this?
17, Johnson signed a settlement agreement to become the emergency management coordinator with the fire department, banning contact with the police department. For him, in 2017, Johnson signed a settlement agreement to become the emergency management coordinator with the fire department, banning contact with the police department.
Banning contact with the police department, and here it is. He's been chief of police since 2019. What happened to his emergency management position at the fire station? That's what I want to check out. if he was so great for the position, then how come that didn't last very long?
That ban got kind of hard to enforce when Johnson became the police chief 2 years later. Tuesday night, Fox 6 asked the mayor,
How did he become
2 years later.
chief, knowing all of those issues were mounting over the years?
I'm not on the.
Oh, shit. Hold on, folks. I just clicked the wrong tab. Let me pull that back up. Hold on. My apologies.
All of those issues were mounting over the years.
I'm not on the Police and Fire Commission.
So we set out to get answers, going to Police and Fire Commission members' homes and calling them. Mayor Nitsky said that we should direct our questions to the Police and Fire Commission. And you were the chair.
I still am.
Patsy Cashmore was the commission chair.
That's the woman. Real professional attire. Got her fingernails all painted up, obese. Long, loose sweatshirt type garb. A wristwatch. Eyeliner all the way around the eyes there, bringing them out of their shadows. No eyebrows, been plucked off, thinking it beautifies her. Can't do anything with the long hair and manage it appropriately, so she shaves it like a man. I have serious questions about this stuff. You know, the roles people play and the way you see them switch roles. Pathetic.
Chair when it selected Johnson as police chief. At one point, the department tried to get rid of him by creating a new emergency management position. The department found him unfit to supervise, and yet the Police and Fire Commission selected him as police chief.
Not only that, but they tried to get rid of him, but instead of getting rid of him, which sounds like they tried to get rid of him, they created an emergency management position for him. How is that getting rid of him?
Why?
I was not aware of that.
You are the head of the Police and Fire Commission and privy to this information.
No, I have no.
No. Denial right away. No, you hear that, folks?
And Fire Commission and privy to this information. The head of the Police and Fire Commission and privy to this information. The head of the Police and Fire Commission and privy to this information.
No, I have no. I have no comment, and I'm sorry. I have no comment, and I'm sorry. I cannot comment on this. There's an investigation going on. I cannot comment. I'm sorry.
Johnson's been on paid leave for nearly 6 months. We went to his home Tuesday to speak with him. He later emailed Fox 6 saying to contact his attorney. Bill Miston, Fox 6 News.
Of course, contact my attorney. See, that's what they do, right? So let's take a look at the next one.
Greenfield's police chief charged with misconduct. Investigators say Chief J. Johnson set up a law enforcement camera at his own home and lied to his own employees to make it happen.
And 12 News' Hannah Hilliard is live at the Greenfield Police Department tonight. And Hannah, he's charged with a felony.
Yeah, Blake and Rhea. So the man who has been in charge of this force here in Greenfield for the past 6 years has actually been on paid administrative leave for the past.
My apologies. We already saw that one. So I guess that's enough of those. Let me take a break real quick and I'll be right back. You guys enjoy this while I'm gone.
gather together to state their demands, trying to govern the work of my hands. They use little policies, neat and precise, to sanitize every opinion and advice. The language you speak is a chain on your tongue. Every statement is borrowed, every anthem is sung. You rely on the script to express what you feel, failing to grasp that your spirit is real. They claim to be fighters, demanding respect, but silence the voices that dare to inject a thought that is different, a view that is sharp. They prefer the sweet silence of a soft, simple heart. My logic is mine, I won't beg for the floor. I stand by my terms and I settle the score. You carry the burden of rules you embrace. I choose the wild path and I set my own pace. They'll call you the problem for breaking the mold, but their own house of glass is fragile and cold. They preach of responsibility, honest and true, then blame everyone else for the things they should do. They point out the errors they want you to see, ignoring the flaws in their own history. You trade independence for comfort and peace, wishing the pressure and hard work would cease. My logic is mine, I won't beg for the floor. I stand by my terms and I settle the score. You carry the burden of rules you embrace. I choose the wild path and I'll set my own day. Keep listening to others and following their laws. I am the creator who finds all the flaws. I answer only to me. I am free.
Okay, let's dive into this next one. This is an army of cops raid wrong house, send baby to ICU. And this is what I'm talking about, folks. When are you going to take responsibility and accountability yourself of putting the proper people in place to provide that protection rather than destroying lives?
Come to the door!
Swollen. It's a wall house.
The baby, who was inside using a respirator to help him breathe, inhaled smoke from the flashbang officers used.
A lawsuit has been filed in this case, and it says that, quote, prior to the raid, they knew or should have known that the suspect did not live at the premises. Indeed, they had even been informed of that fact on at least 3 separate occasions. As a result, they obtained an unjustified warrant and unlawfully raided the house. But don't worry, the police investigated the police, and drumroll, what do you think they found?
The Lorain County Sheriff's Office completed their investigation, concluding Elyria Police followed procedures.
So there's a
County Sheriff's Office completed their The Lorain County Sheriff's Office completed their investigation, concluding Elyria Police followed procedures.
So
the Lorain County Sheriff's Office completed their investigation, concluding Elyria Police followed procedures.
So there's a couple potential options here. Option 1, the police investigating the police is BS and they actually did violate procedures, or they did in fact follow procedures, and in that case, the procedures probably need to be changed. And even if follow procedures, and in that case, the procedures probably need to be changed. And even if police follow procedures, and in that case, the procedures probably need to be changed. And even if police did follow procedure, that doesn't mean necessarily that the procedure followed the law. In fact, I think that might be changed. And even if police did follow procedure, that doesn't mean necessarily that the procedure followed the law. Even if police did follow procedure, that doesn't mean necessarily that the procedure followed the law. In fact, I think that might be one of the allegations in the lawsuit here.
The baby spent 10 days in the ICU, according to a new federal lawsuit the family filed Thursday. This incident delayed what he and his mom moved here for, which was his heart surgery.
You can hear in the video, you can hear me scream. I think I just said, I'm scared. I said, my baby's in here. He's on a ventilator.
The family is suing the city and police officers.
Specifically, they are suing for unreasonable search and seizure, unlawful use of excessive force, willful and wanton misconduct, deliberate indifference / gross negligence, municipal liability, unlawful custom, policy or practice, false imprisonment, assault, battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and negligent infliction of emotional distress.
And this bottom one, most certainly, and I would say intentional infliction of emotional distress would be plausible, depending upon who all of these officers knew prior information that said that the person they were looking for no longer lived at this address, which is one of the main points of the contradictions of the police officers as we learn going through this.
This reminds me of taking exams in law school where the professors would just jam-pack the question and the hypothetical with a whole bunch of potential legal avenues to pursue. Except this is real life, so that should scare you. It looks like they're asking for about $750,000 and court costs. If their allegations are true, do you think that's enough money? Lawsuits aren't enough. Even if police don't get qualified immunity, there's still not a whole lot of incentive here to stop doing this kind of thing in the future. What gives better incentive is when cops are charged criminally when appropriate. So if the allegations in the lawsuit are true, I would like the people involved in this to be investigated for the crimes that correspond to the civil allegations here.
The lawsuit.
Correct, and that's what I'm talking about. When we have all these people in these public service positions that are being charged with these malfeasance of office conducts and stuff, those are actual criminal actions. And what's happening a lot of times in the most successful cases is that the success is limited to the civil venue, and the people that these actions are taken against, once they get their monetary reward or award or whatever for having to suffer through that stuff, that's the end of it. The officer gets a chance to retire, resign, or whatever, or possibly even gets fired, but then just moves to another district or another area and does the same shit over and over again. While in the meantime, the people that are running all the paperwork schemes in the background are the ones co-signing to allow this. And you people are the ones that are voting these people into position to do so. When are you going to hold yourself accountable so then you can hold those people accountable so that eventually the ones that are actually committing the violations will be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law, instead of every step along the way having a little bit more chipped away from that plausible or from that culpability and more engraved into the plausible deniability. See, that's what I'm questioning. When are you going to stop putting up with the little lies, even your own little lies, of ignoring what is actually happening, and still keep sending your children to these public educations? Still believe in the officer safety and back in the blue until it happens to you. When are you going to stop and hold yourself accountable?
Also claims officers acted recklessly because prior to the raid, they were informed at least 3 times that the 12-year-old suspect they were looking for in connection with a stolen gun did not live there, and he had no relation. 12-year-old suspect they were 3 times that the 12-year-old suspect they were looking for in connection with a stolen gun did not live there. These 3 times that the 12-year-old suspect they were looking for in connection with a stolen gun did not live there, and he had no relation to this family. The landlord backed these claims when she told an Elyria detective that the home was unoccupied for more than 2 weeks before the new tenants moved in.
Are you sure this property is empty? Why don't you go look around? My property is empty, and the last renter actually left more than 15 days ago.
Here's some of the reasons why police thought this was the house. You can pause if you want to read all of it, but one of the reasons the police give is that they say the address was confirmed by detectives through 3 different sources. But the other side is alleging that police were told
3 different sources prior to the application for the warrant. Okay? So they're substantiating their claim that it's true and valid because they had prior sources, but then they're dismissing entirely that they were given notice that no, they no longer, that person no longer lives there, and it was vacant for weeks. And that's coming from not only multiple sources, but the source, the horse's mouth, the owner of the premises.
at least 3 times just the opposite. Hopefully, the lawsuit uncovers exactly what happened here. Did the cops not tell other cops relevant information? Was something lost in translation? Was it due to negligence? Who knows exactly, but it looks like somebody screwed up here. Keep in mind that the baby here was only 17 months old and already had underlying health problems. And because the police stormed the wrong house, he had to go to the hospital, to the ICU, and he had to get exploratory surgery for a ruptured eardrum. He also had other injuries. I've seen way too many cases of police raiding the wrong house. Just hope the next wrong house that is raided is not your own. There's a lot more I could say, I guess, but I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Same here. There's a lot more I could say, but I'm going to leave it at that for tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. There's a PayPal link down there for anybody who wants to share some love. And on the way out the door, let's hit this one.
I am accounted for, my name's been read, written in the ledger where the lamb was led. Did not the body, did not the blood, pay every debt in the flood of love? So tell me now, what's left to owe? When mercy calls, I can't say no. Are we too old? No man anything. Does grace erase what the law might bring? If love's the all, then love fulfills all that binds all their wills. Silver spend, the temples fall, but the heart still whispers through it all. Render to God what is divine, and what remains is only mine. So tell me now, what's mine to keep when every truth cuts dark and deep? Are we all knowing anything? Does the blood absolve the suffering? If love's the law, then I am free. But is that law the law of me? Sold. If I am dust, I still am gold. The measure's met, the balance true. No doubt remains, save love for you. To owe no man anything, did not the Christ pay everything? The law fulfilled, the veil torn through. Now the law